All right, so next part we're going to go ahead and talk about in this case, guys, is fractions on a number line. Now, whenever we're trying to compare in this case, guys, or the ones that we're going to be looking at, we're comparing the fractions here, they're actually going to have the same denominator. Now, this is important in this case, guys, especially when it comes to adding or subtracting them, right? Only way for us to actually combine, add or subtract in this case, guys, a fraction is they have to have a common denominator. Now, how we distinguish in this case, guys, on these ones, which one is bigger than the other one, is based on the numerator, right? If in this case, guys, the fraction shares the same denominator, right? Which they do, right? So if fraction shares same denominator, then the numerator, which is the top number, determines, let me move this bottom one. Determines larger fraction. So in this case, guys, the goal here is to determine which one is the larger fraction. If the fraction in this case, guys, shares the same denominator, right? Let me actually highlight that in blue because my denominators here are highlighted in blue, right? Then I have to focus in this case on the numerator to determine which one is the larger fraction, right? Now, whenever I'm talking about larger in this case, guys, I am going to be looking for a larger numerator, right? So for example, if I take a look at these two examples, I know in this case that 7/8 is going to be the larger one. So this one is the larger because the numerator seven is greater. Let me erase this. I'll come back to you. Is greater than 2. All right, that's the reason behind in this case, guys, right? Pretty straightforward in this case, guys, once again, whenever we're taking a look at the fractions here, right? So once again, the larger one in this case, guys, would be 7/8 because once again, it's based on the numerator if they have the same denominator, right? 7 is larger. So I actually want to go ahead and take a look in this case, guys, at an example from Delta Math here. And we're looking at this one, right? So we are working in this case, guys, with same denominator, so we don't have to worry about switching that out, at least not right now, right? So use the number line to determine which fraction is larger, 1/9 or 3/9, right? Plot in this case, guys, or to plot in this case 1/9, I have to number the line below, right? How many pieces should we partition it or break it in this case, right? So this is a number line from 0 to 1. By the way, guys, these are all smaller than 1, right? So I want to go ahead and break my section here into equal parts that I could actually use this fraction. How I'm going to break that in this case, guys, is based on the denominator. Notice both of them have a denominator of 9, which means my segment has to be split into sections of 9, right? Notice, guys, now I can count 1/9, 2/9, 3/9, 4/9, 5/9, 6/9, 7/9, 8/9, 9/9 would give me a 1. So what I want to do in this case, guys, is now I want to go ahead and click and drag the blue arrow to plot 1/9. Notice in this case, guys, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can move it. That's 1/9, but if I keep on going, 2/9, 3/9, 4/9, 5/9, 6/9, 7/9, 8/9, 9/9, right? I want 1/9, which is here. I'm going to leave it and try. Now I'm going to go ahead and do 3/9. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Let's try, right? Now here it's asking me in this case, guys, 1/9 is, we said in this case, guys, 1/9 is actually less than 3/9. It's smaller because 1 is less than 3. And the two fractions have what? Do we have the same or different denominator? And we actually have the same one. Same denominator, all right? So we're playing around in this case, guys, with the graph to help us plot it and then determine, why is it that one is bigger than the other. Let's take a look at the next one. Right? Next one, let's do a different one. I don't want 9 as my denominator here. Oh, okay, let's do 6, right? So in this case, guys, I have the fractions 2, 6, and 5, 6, right? Maybe right off the bat, you already know which one is greater, which is amazing, right? We can actually identify it just by looking at it. But we're going to be showing in this case, guys, the steps in this case, explain the reason behind it, right? First of all, my number line, I will be breaking it up into pieces of 6. Notice both of them have a denominator of 6, so I should break this down into pieces of 6. All right. Next thing in this case, guys, is I want to go ahead and plot 2 6. So if I move it, this is 1 6. That is 2 6. I'm going to go ahead and click try. So click try. Now I'm going to go ahead and do 5 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I click try again. And now I'm asked a couple questions here. 2 over 6 is less than 5 over 6 because 2 is less than 5. Once again, the numerators, 2 and 5. And the fractions have the same denominator. All right, let's see. And that is correct. All right, so that's one part.